Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of insight into my workflow for capturing content. And I will tell you that I'm going to show you something game-changing today. I am an avid user of automation if it can help you improve your content acquisition, because one of the things you don't want to have as a creator is an absence of content to work on at any given time. So I tend to always be focusing on capturing content. I record things into my phone as notes. I write notes into notes apps, and I've never really been good at that. So anytime I can click on something and have it automatically record something for later, I'm excited about that. And I want to show you some really cool applications that I've just come across and a little bit about my workflow. So here, let's flip over to my screen for a second. Let me walk you through this. So I'm a big believer in using Reader. Reader is a program by Readwise. It was launched just last year. There's a little bit of a cost to it, but it's actually not too much. And it comes with a Chrome edition, so you can put this extension into your Chrome browser. Now, the way this works and why it's so cool is actually you can go to places like Medium. And here's a good example. Here's a Medium blog post, but let's find something else. How to craft an email that people actually respond to. So we can open this particular blog post. And of course, I can read it. And usually this is my workflow. I'll skim it to see if it looks like something that I would want to know about or maybe use later. And this one looks pretty good. So I'm going to go up to the extension and I'm going to click this Reader app just like that. And what's going to happen is it's going to save that into my inbox. So there's the email, and I can actually click on it, and it may take it a minute to load, but it will load here in this particular browser. So here it is, how to craft an email that people actually respond to, and here's the actual article. And Reader actually creates a summary here, which is good. And so there's nothing wrong with that. But the summary in Reader is actually attached to the article. So I have a really hard time kind of perusing those summaries. So I wanted a way where I could automate that process. Well, recently there's a company, and the company is called Synergetic, and it's Synergetic. And they have an app library, and they do a lot of make apps. And these are just really, really cool. And I'm going to do a couple of YouTube videos to show you the ones that I use. But today I'm going to focus on Readwise, because they actually have a Readwise app. And you can purchase this app. They even have a special going on, I think, right now, where you can purchase every app they have for a certain amount of money. But I actually purchased this Readwise app, and I'm going to tell you, it's not very expensive. I think I spent somewhere in the neighborhood of about $30 or $40, but it radically changed my ability to capture content. I'm going to show you the way it works. And so you go in, you purchase this app, they'll send you a link, you install it into Make. Now, if you haven't used Make before, Make is just an automation engine. It's basically sort of like Zapier, but it's more display driven. You can actually drag and drop and do some additional displays. It's pretty similar to Zapier. I actually like to work in Make better because I can visualize things that are going on. So there are two applications within Synergetic that I'm going to use here. And one of them I'm going to talk a lot more detail later on, but I'm going to give you a little bit of preview of it today. And one of them is this Readwise app. And so I purchased the Readwise app. I installed it into Make. You basically connect it to your Readwise account. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the information from Readwise that I save into my folder on a daily basis from reading a blog. I'm going to run it through Perplexity. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview here on Perplexity, but if you haven't used it, I think it's a game-changing application compared to most of the search agents that are available today. It really sort of combines the best of both worlds of ChatGPT and of Google. I have a problem with Google today. Every time I Google something, I end up finding myself having to filter through a huge number of results to try to find the answer that I want. Perplexity aims to sort of provide you with the answer and then the resources to back it up. So it's actually a really cool program for doing research and summarizing and finding answers to questions. It just cleans things up. And unlike ChatGPT, which can do something very similar, the cool thing about Perplexity is it's really real time. So you get a lot of really current connections and current information. So really like that part about it. So Synergetic also has a Perplexity link. And so I'm going to, again, walk you through a detailed later on about how to use that and the use cases that we've come up with it, which are just really amazing. But today I'm going to show you one with Readwise. So what we do is we capture the Readwise content. It will bring it into Perplexity, and I wrote a prompt. And I'm going to say, please assist me in transforming the content into an engaging summary of the article. And then provide me with the source URL. And if the source URL isn't available, because sometimes in Medium, you will find things that are going to a URL that aren't really optimal for scraping. It's basically maybe a site that's got a lot of information on it. It's not really optimal. So if it's not available, we're going to actually look at the title. But either way, Perplexity can find that information and create me a summary. And when that's done, we're going to put it into a Google Sheet. So we're going to put this into a Google Sheet here. So basically the way that would work is you would go to Medium, something like this, like craft an email that people actually respond to. I've actually added it to my Readwise account. So if you go over here, here it is. And we're going to go back over here. Now here's the thing. This program is not a trigger on new content added to Reader. In fact, what it will do is go out and actually fetch that information on a interval that you decide. Now, I've set this interval up here to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, it looks like daily at 12:05. But you could do this every 15 minutes if you wanted to. But every time you run that automation, then potentially you're spending some of your cost to use Make. So I don't want to do that. And I don't really need that much real-time information. So I typically read all my blogs in the morning. I set this to run, basically around noon. And so by the afternoon, I've got summaries of all those articles into my Google Sheet. If I click run once now, you'll see the way this works. It's going to go fetch a Readwise. It's going to generate some Perplexity prompts. Now, here's the kicker. I probably have 20 or 25 different blog posts that I've captured today. So it's not necessarily going to capture the one that I showed you here because I am just showing you an example, and it's going to put it into Google Sheets. And so if I go over and look at my Google Sheet connection, you're going to see all of the different blog summaries that I have posted onto Google Sheets. So it's really that easy. So to set this up, we go through it one more time. You're going to get the Readwise from Synergetic, again, about $40. You're going to connect it to your Readwise account. You're going to need a Perplexity API, which is going to need a Perplexity paid account. I still think it's the best $20 every month you're going to spend. So I highly recommend doing that. And I'm going to do a video showing you how to set up the Perplexity Make application. And then you just connect it to a Google Sheet. So you integrate Google Sheets, you figure out where it is, you find the spreadsheet ID, which sheet you're working on, and then what information you want to capture in each of the different columns. And honestly, that is all there is to it. And so at any given day, when I'm reading Medium and I'm looking for articles that I want to keep, all I have to do is add them to my browser extension, and they automatically create summaries for me in my Google Sheet. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't use the desktop version of Medium very often. So I have the extension here, but I just don't use it. I use the mobile version. And on the mobile version, every morning when I get an email, my recommended Medium articles, anytime I want to save one to Reader, I just click Share Reader, and it'll automatically populate into my folder. And at the very same time, sometime later that day, Make is going to create me AI summaries of those articles, which I can use later to create content. So I hope you found this video helpful. Again, I'm going to go through some detailed builds later on. We're actually going to build one of these live either here on Twitch, and I'm going to show you exactly how I create these automations to help me capture content on a daily basis. If you like this content, then please like and subscribe to our channel. And until next time, good luck capturing content, because that's what it means to be a creator.